So first, the income checklist. Now, keep in mind here, not all loan programs need all of the documents in here. So only get these if they apply to you. For instance, sometimes we might run the underwriting software and it might only ask for 1 year of W-2s compared to, in here, I'm going to suggest you get 2 years of W-2s. So I would suggest get as much of this as you can, but don't feel like, don't feel overwhelmed if you're like, I don't have this thing or it's not something I can get. That's perfectly fine. I think it's just good to collect as much as you can so that if you need it, you have it. But keep in mind that not all programs are going to acquire all of these documents here. So what I have here is the document you need, how many you need, or how many, what time duration, where to get it, and then just some general notes here. So pay stubs, really common if you are a W-2 employee, so you get a W-2 at the end of the year instead of being self-employed or 1099. So most lenders are going to want past 30 days. You can get this from your HR or from the online portal with your company. And then if you get any military pay, a pay stub, that version is going to be an LES rather than a traditional pay stub. So that's exactly what lenders are looking for. If you're getting military pay and they ask for a pay stub, they want that LES. Okay. Now, if you are hourly or overtime or you get a lot of bonus income, what's really helpful is an end of the year pay stub. So for instance, we're in 2025 right now. So that would be an end of the year pay stub for 2024. And this is helpful because it breaks out if you got overtime pay or you got bonuses, any sort of variable income. It breaks it down into sections for lenders to be able to average those if they need to. So that would be just for the prior year. And again, you can get this through HR or your company's online portal. If they give these to you, in paper, you can obviously scan these and put them into your Google Drive as well. W-2s, it's good to have the past 2 years of this, again, from your HR or online portal. They'll give these to you, and you can always just email whoever your HR contact is or your manager contact and say, hey, can I have my W-2s, my pay stubs? I'm looking at applying for a mortgage, right? And they can help you out with those. Personal tax returns, not always required, especially with conventional loans, but it's good to have just in case you need it. Maybe you need to qualify for an FHA loan, and so tax returns are usually going to be required there. So past 2 years, and it's best to get these from your accountant or CPA, whoever filled out your taxes this past year, or if you use a tax software, it's going to be in there as well. Now, you want to include all schedules, especially if you're self-employed, you get rental income, commission income, things like that. You're absolutely going to need those tax returns in there if you are self-employed. Also, if you're self-employed, business tax returns as well for the past 2 years, and you'll get these from your accountant. Again, all schedules included with your tax returns. 1099s, if you receive those for the past 2 years, again, you can get those through HR, online portal from wherever you are working to get that 1099 income. If you have any Social Security income or disability income, what you'll need is the award letter for those. And that's just going to be your most recent award letter. And this is easy to pull from the government website, ssa.gov, or va.gov if you're receiving, VA disability income. And then also, if you're using retirement income, like a pension award letter or benefit statement for retirement income, and this would be your most recent statement, and you can get these from those online portals. Okay. Again, just get the ones that apply to you. You might not be required to have all these documents. For instance, some conventional loans, it might just be the past 1 year of W-2s and past 30 days of pay stubs, and you can get approved for a mortgage that way. But it's easy to have them if you need them rather than trying to scramble at the last minute to grab them. Now, for assets, this is where lenders are verifying, okay, let's say that it's going to cost you between your down payment and closing costs, it's going to cost you $10,000 to buy a home. Okay, so in that situation, the lenders need to be able to verify where you're getting that money from. And so usually this is just through people's bank statements, usually like checkings or savings account. Now, for a lot of people, if you're in the planning stage, you might not have this money exactly in your account yet. And that's perfectly fine. You can still get approved for a mortgage without having the amount of money that you need in your account right now. What you want to do, though, is you want to talk to your loan officer about your plan on getting that money. So for instance, if in your bank account right now is $5,000 and you know it's going to cost you $20,000 to buy a home, okay, well, you can talk with your loan officer. They might say this is how much it's going to cost in your down payment and closing costs. And you might say, I only have $5,000 right now. That's perfectly fine. But you need to tell them, okay, well, how are you planning on getting that money? Is it going to be coming from work? Are you going to be working more and putting more into savings? Are you going to be getting a gift from a family member? Are you going to be pulling out money from retirement accounts? You can work with your loan officer and just figuring out where that money is coming from. It's perfectly okay if you don't have that money right now in your account. So if you're pulling your savings account or checking account, it's going to be the past 2 months here. And this is best to pull it from the bank website. Now, again, it's not fully needed for a pre-approval. And you only want to show the accounts with the needed funds, okay? So for instance, sometimes people will they'll send all their bank accounts, and there'll be several bank accounts where it's like, okay, there's not really money in these accounts, but they're like, oh, I thought I had to show you. Basically what we need for a mortgage is, again, if it's going to cost $20,000 in the down payment and closing cost, all we need to see is an account with $20,000 or more in that account for that approval. We don't need to know what else is going on with your bank accounts if you move money around and stuff like that. And keep in mind too, lenders do look at large deposits. So, for instance, if you have a big cash deposit, they're going to question where that money came from. And so just keep in mind, your loan officer is on your side. And so if you have things like that, bring it up to them. Our job is to work with you to get you qualified for a mortgage, not to put as many barriers in place, right? The barriers are there because of lending guidelines, and our job is to help see how can we help you overcome these barriers in the best way possible. So we are on your side here. Don't feel like because these rules are here that you have to hide things from your loan officer. Our goal is to work with you to get you approved as easily as possible. Okay, if you're using 401k or retirement funds, it's going to be the past 2 months of that account statement. Again, getting that from the bank website is the easiest. And what's really nice is it can be used for reserves. So for instance, if you have a 401k and maybe you need reserves for your mortgage to help that approval, then you can use that for reserves, even if you're not using it for the down payment or closing costs. And then if you're going to be getting a gift from a family member, what we'll need is the donor's info. So at this point, if you are getting a gift, I would suggest don't transfer any money. People like to move money around with gifts super quickly. Don't do that. At this point, all we need is the name of the donor, how much they're going to give you, when the funds are going to be transferred, and where they're going. And usually what's best, talk with your loan officer about the best strategies, but usually what's best is we'll have a gift letter prepared for you and the donor, and then we'll have the donor actually transfer the money directly to the title company when you get under contract for a home. That way you don't have to move funds around and we have to track where money is going, and it becomes a lot more confusing and we have to get more documentation. It's just easier for the donor to send money directly to the title company once you found the home that you love. Okay? Now, a couple other things. ID, everyone is going to need to be able to submit an ID to verify you are who you say you are on the application. So that's going to be your driver's license or a passport. If you are divorced, you'll want to have divorce papers ready. And this is to explain alimony or child support or lack thereof in there. Also, if you've had a bankruptcy paperwork is going to be required because we have to verify the time of the discharge of the bankruptcy to when you're purchasing, because there are time limits. There's a gap period that you have to wait in between those. And then if you have any rental properties, you'll want to also include rental agreements as well. Now, I know it can feel really overwhelming to look at this list of documents and think, oh, okay, I have to go spend a bunch of time doing this. Really what I would suggest is going through here and just trying to find, okay, do these apply to me or do they not? And if so, trying to collect them slowly now, rather than when you do find the house that you want, you're already going to have a million other things that you have to do. And I don't want this to have to be included in your checklist when you're already stressed and under contract for a home. So I want you to do all this prep work right now when there isn't as much pressure. That way, when you are ready, when you're under contract, when you need to submit these documents to a loan officer, you're like, oh, I have them ready to go. They want all your documents. Add their email to your Google Drive, and then they have all those documents. Or you can upload them to the lender's portal as well. It's really whatever feels best for you. Now, if you'd like to get started with a pre-approval, our team at NFM Lending works in 49 states. And so we can help you at winthehouseyoulove.com/lender. And then if you'd like to get an agent referral anywhere in the US, you can go to winthehouseyoulove.com/agent. And so all of these agents will know your area, and they're hand selected by an experienced agent who's actually my dad, who's been a real estate broker for over 20 years. And so he'll be able to connect you with an agent that will work best for you. Now, at this stage, if you're like, I just need to know what the next step is to buying a home, this video over here is my ultimate guide to buying a home as a first-time homebuyer. It's going to walk you through everything from the very beginning to the very end so you know what to expect.